What's up, guys? Welcome to this video. In today's video, we're going to break down how to use Instantly. I will walk you through all the different features that are inside of the platform. I will show you how to set up your first campaign. I'll also show you how to get the best possible deliverability when it comes to like rotation inboxes, how you can add your inboxes, all of that stuff we will dive in on today's video. And I'll of course leave a link down below on how to sign up for Instantly if you are interested. So I'm only going to cover the outbound space of Instantly. You can do multiple things when it comes to Instantly. You can also scrape your leads from here, and you can also buy pre-warmed inboxes if that's what you're looking for. It's not a part of my tech stack, so I only use it for the sending platform. So as you can see here, you have three different pricing plans. So you have growth, hyper growth, and light speed. So this depends on how many emails you want to send per month. Mostly all people use the hyper growth one because you can do 100,000 emails per month and 25,000 leads uploaded per like in total as well. And here you can only send 5,000 emails with 1,000 contacts uploaded. So if you're just doing like 10 accounts, this can maybe be useful for you. But if you're above 10 plus accounts, which we recommend, as you've seen on this channel before, we talk about high volume cold email. So then I would definitely recommend you to do the hyper growth or further. So let's dive into the platform so we can take a look at how it looks. So inside the platform here, we can do multiple things. So you can use Instantly's Copilot and read websites, stuff like that. I'm not, again, going to cover that. It's just different features. You have your AI agent. You can also do super searches, which is also here where you can find different leads, how it looks, and you can filter by job titles. You can filter by location, industry, employees, revenue, domains, stuff like that. And you can also do an AI search if you are interested in that part. But again, we are only going to cover the part where we're going to set up a campaign. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go under email accounts. So first of all, you need to get email accounts and domains to be able to, of course, send emails. That makes total sense for all of us. And I recommend you to set up email accounts through Zapmail. So what we can do here is we can go to zapmail.com. So we have Zapmail here where we can buy our email accounts and we can also buy our domains. I'm gonna do another video on this as well. But what you can see here, if they have different pricing plans. So here you can get Google inboxes or Microsoft inboxes. So for $39 per month, you can get 10 Google mailboxes, or you can get the same in Microsoft. Doesn't really matter. So it's Microsoft 365 mailboxes. And then you can see you have support, US, EU IP accounts only. And then you have 3 free replacement test credits per month. And then 3 are AI intake credits per month as well. And this is billed monthly. You can also do quarterly or yearly, so you can get 2 months for free, depending on what you are using. So you get for $100 per month, you get 30 Google inboxes. And if you were about to set this up from Google itself, I think you're paying around $7.50 a month right now. So that will be a lot more expensive. So that's 75 for 10 accounts. And then you can just multiply that by 3, and then you have the amount. So that will be around $225 per month alone just for email accounts if you're buying them through Google. And then you need to buy multiple domains as well. So a good rule of thumb when it comes to setting up your email accounts, you want to have one domain with 2 email accounts each. I would stretch it to 3. So for example, in this case here, you would need 10 domains and 30 emails. 30 inboxes. So that means you can get one domain with 3 inboxes per domain. So again, we're doing this to make sure that our sending volume is correct and we are not having too many inboxes under the same domain, because if some of them get flagged or burned, then it will burn the whole domain and then you will lose all of the inboxes. So that's why we only do 3 at a time. If you do one domain with multiple email accounts, so if you do 10 plus, for example, you need to have a very, very, very low volume to be able to do that. So it doesn't look like you're automating your emails. So again, you don't get spam or flagged as tagged. So what we're doing here is that we are buying this plan, and then you can actually import that into Instantly. So we're going to go back to Instantly here. And in terms of everything backend, Zapmail takes care of that. So you don't need to worry about setting up the backend stuff of the domains, and you don't need to do that as well with the email accounts. Everything is taken care of by Sapmail, and you can buy the domains inside as well. Super easy tool to use. I will make a guide on that in another video. But it's just so you know, I'll also leave a link down below for Sapmails. You can try it out if you're interested. So what we're going to do here is we're going to add a new account. Then we can also buy pre-warmed account from Instantly. Again, that's not something that I do. It's just a little bit too expensive in my opinion. And you can also do the done for you email setup where they do everything for you as well. It depends on your budget, how much money you have available. And if you're only doing it with Google accounts yourself, then it's just to press here, and then you can do this is already taken care of. The OAuth is already taken care of by Sapma, so you don't need to do that. So press here, and then you just log in, and you can also do multiple inboxes provided. So you can do like a bulk export of email accounts into Instantly, but that is actually done through Sapmail. But this is just how you can add an account, add new, press Google, option one, and this is if you do it manually and then just log in. You need to copy this code in if you're buying it through Google itself and then log in. But if you don't want to do that, then you do it directly from Sapmail. It's a lot easier to handle, so you don't need to worry about, as I said, all of the backend stuff. It just takes a lot of time. Like when I started, I did manual Google inboxes, and I think I spent the first week on just learning how to set up all the backend DNS records on the domains. And then I needed to buy the multiple Google workspaces and set all of them up. Then I need to redirect the domains to my main domain. All of that stuff was just a big headache. And now it's much easier with tools like Sapmail. You can also, as I said, buy it inside Instantly, but it's just, you don't have any headaches. So please just do it in that way, just to save yourself some time and also money, because time is money. But let's dive into how to set up the campaign. So you press here on campaigns. I'm gonna move myself over here. And then we have multiple ones we can use, but we can also just add a new one. Then we can give our campaign a name. So we're gonna call it just test campaign. Then we're gonna press continue. Then what we can do here is we can see our analytics. I'll just move myself down here. I think that's a little bit easier. So we can see analytics. We have also went over this before. When it comes to deliverability, don't track open rate. Doesn't make sense. It's gonna put coding inside of your emails, so you definitely don't want that. So what you want to do instead is track opportunities. That means how many interested, and then you can also track conversations, and then you can see how many emails you've sent. So sequences started. So that means if you send out one email, that's one sequence started. So a sequence is how many emails you're sending from, not from, but per lead you're reaching out to. Click rate is only if you're doing like a video campaign where you can automate a video where you say, like, for example, I'll go through that in the sequence phase, but we will do that in the click rate option. And that's it basically when it comes to your analytics. Then you can see activity. You can also see your bounces. So if your bounce rate is high, it will appear down here. So what we're going to do is going to do leads, and here you can add the leads. And as I said, I recommend you to get leads from A-Leads. They are pre-verified, real-time verified. It's a lot easier, so you don't need to verify them through another tool. So just press upload, then you drag your CSV file that you're getting from A-Leads in here, and then you can use the multiple brackets to select first name, last name, company name, all of that stuff. And then once that is done, you can click upload. Then all of the leads will be uploaded. And then when we go to sequence, we will here be doing our copywriting and our emails. So what we're going to send out to these prospects, we can do our subject line. We can also do templates. So Instantly offer us different templates to use. I'm not a big fan of that. I just like to do my emails manually and write them myself, so I know exactly like what is going on and what is working. So for example, you can just do lead generation here, first name. What would an additional 30 meetings with clients looking for your accounting services mean to your bottom line? That's what we help other firms in your state. I mean, for me, this is just too long in a generic email. So if you're starting out, you can use this, but don't expect this to give you like crazy results, because it probably won't. But then what we're going to do here is we can set in the subject line, and for subject lines, I just like to keep it very easy. So there is these lightnings, lightning symbols, which is variables. And variables just means that, as I said before, with the leads, you can add in first name, last name, company name, personalization if you've done that, phone, website, signature. So what I like to do with subject lines is just keep it very simple. Quick question still works. It could also be quick question RE, so it looks like you responded to the email before. Another one is really good is I like to do company name, X, and then my company name. So for example, if my company name was Simon, then it's X Simon, and then I would do intro, and then that's it. And then we would go ahead and say, hey, and then down here, it's really important when you're up here and pressing the lightning symbol, then it's variables in the subject line. If you use it down here, then it's a variable inside of the copy, as you can see here. So you say, hey, first name, we help agencies. Now I'm just doing a copy just so you can see what it looks like. We help agencies add 10 to 15 plus calls per month by targeting prospects already in need of your services. And then can I send you a video explaining more, question mark, best, best, best. And then you want to have your signature. So account signature. So the more of these you can use, the more of your text you're hiding. So you want to keep it plain text. We don't want to adding pictures, anything like that. And so now we have a pretty simple copy. We have a pretty simple subject line. And then you can do a PS line just so you have an option of hopping out. PS, if you don't want to receive or get these emails anymore, just send me a thumbs up or something like that. Pretty simple. Again, don't overcomplicate it. We are just doing it for the sake of this campaign. I've done multiple videos on how to do copywriting as well. So this is again just a quick one on how to do it. And then you can also add in links. So you can hide links. And that's what we're going to do with the video campaign. So you can hide it here and then display it as something else. Other than that, you can do clean HTML. That means that you're just sending plain text, no links, no nothing. And then you can also add encoding if that is necessary for your video. So then you can see it here. And then if I had the video link that I wanted to hide, I could copy it in here and then it will appear in the email as a video they could click on. But again, we're not doing that right now. If you have any questions about that, please leave them down in the comments. But then this is pretty simple email. So what I like to do is called A/B testing. So we always just A/B test the offer. So right now we are talking about getting more sales calls per month. We can also do the same exact copy, but saying a different thing. So we could do, hey, first name, we have agencies, and then we're just gonna do it. So it's exactly the same copy, but we're just gonna change the wording of the offer. So what we're doing is setting up, now we have the exact same copy. So we help agencies add, then I would talk about clients. It will be 3 to 5 clients. And this is of course being tailored to whatever niche you're reaching out to. So of course you need to know what does a client called sign up? Is it called a project? Is it called a case? Whatever it's called, just do it here. So right now we are just A/B testing 2 different phrases of saying the same thing. We help agencies add 3 to 5 clients per month by targeting prospects already need of your service. Again, same call to action, same subject line. Everything is the same. The only thing we changed was adding 3 to 5 clients instead of 10 to 15 plus calls per month. So now we are knowing that once we're sending out our emails, we will know, okay, is variant A or variant B get the most response? And then we will figure out, is this working or not? So if both of them is getting 0 replies, then we know what we're doing right now is definitely not working, and then we need to change that. But if we can see that, okay, our variant B actually gets 12 responses and variant A only get 2 responses, then we know that saying that we can add them more clients is resonating more with the prospects that we are reaching out to. So that is again a very key indicator of knowing what we're doing right and what we're doing wrong. Because if I change this whole copy to something completely else, then I didn't know what was working and what was not working, even though this gotten me more replies. But now I know, because I only changed 3 to 5 clients instead of calls, then I know that this phrasing of words resonates a lot more with the people that I'm reaching out to. And that again, then I can help it to tweak my copy even more. So then I would try to do multiple phrases of saying adding more clients per month in a new sequence, a new campaign. So then what I would do now is press add step. That means that we are now going into sending a follow-up. Here we need to make sure how many days there is between us sending email 1 and then the receive email 2. I normally do 2 to 3 days, so I will type in 3. So that means that if I'm sending this out on a Monday, they will receive this one on Thursday, so day 3, or after 3 days. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Thursday. Great. So on this follow-up sequences, I leave this one here. So leave empty to use previous steps subject. So then will just be the same subject line as it was here. So if I typed in anything here, then in the inbox of the prospects, it will look like a new email. And we don't want that because we are sending up a follow-up right now. We are not sending a new email. So what we do is say again, like, hey, then remember to use the variables. These are super, super important. Hope that was last name, not going to do that. Because if you're not doing these brackets here, then you're doing it wrong. So, hey, first name, let's just do, I thought that, well, let's say, what could we do, top of mind? We did the video angle. So here, just going to say that here is the video I mentioned. In my last email. Then what we're going to do, you can insert a link. So you copy in the website. So for example, if I did SAP mail pricing in my campaign, then I can see, video and then done. Then you can see here's the video I mentioned in my last email, and then they can click here, but then the link is still hiding. So it won't hurt the deliverability of your email, especially also because it's the second email. I'm convinced, Ella, yeah, something like that. I'm convinced that we can help you add more clients or more sales calls per month. I'm convinced that we can help you add more sales calls per month. Would it be interesting to hop on a call either Wednesday or Thursday next week? And thumbs up is all I need. Something like that. Again, not the best. This is again just top of mind. I'm just doing something for the sake of this video. You can do this, of course, a lot better. So don't copy what I'm doing here. It's not worth it. Do your own thing. And then again, we do best. We can also, if you want to make it smart, just go ahead here, copy paste, do best, and then that's it. And then always remember to press save, so you're saving what you're doing. So now we have an email 1 with 2 different variants. We have step 2 with 1 variant. The reason is that we don't do an A/B testing on the follow-up. It's just because we are following up on what we are saying here, and we are saying the same thing here. So it's not because you need to add then again a variant A and a variant B. So then variant A sends out with a variant A and variant B sends out with variant B here. That's not how it works. So it would just send random ones. So again, this will not be split between 50-50 of the list. It will just send out randomly every day to all the prospects that we have on our list. So some people receive variant A, some people receive variant B, and then our follow-up would just be on the same sequence as both variant A and B. And then, as I've mentioned in previous videos, is that we do 2 to 3 follow-ups. So for this sake, we will just do 3 emails in one sequence. So again, send the next message in 2 to 3 days. So we're just going to do 3. So the prospects has a little bit longer between each email. And then again, we're still going to leave the subject line. Here, I would end it as a breakup email. So we're going to do, hey, first name, I thought this was interesting to you, but I might be wrong. Is there someone else in the company that I need to send the video to? I would appreciate if you could redirect me, direct me, or I would appreciate if you could put me in contact with the right person. I would have, okay. Hey, first name, I thought it was interesting to you, but I might be wrong. Is there someone else in the company that I need to send the video to? I would appreciate it if you could put me in contact with the right person. Best. And then again, your signature. Something like this. This is a pretty quick sequence that I've done. We could also add in spin tags. Spin tags just means that we are doing different wordings here. Let's see if they have that here. Yeah, so as you can see, AI spin tags writer. So then it will generate spin tags to your copy here. And spin tags just means that it's doing different wordings and by saying the same thing. So as you can see right now, it says, hey, first name, hello, first name, hi, first name, greeting, first name. And then random, this just means that it chooses between the different wordings as you see here. So if I press preview, then you can see, hello, I believe this could be relevant for you. Thought I could be mistaken. Should I be sending the video to a different person within your organization? I would appreciate if you could put me in contact with the right person, best, and then the signature when we've done that. And then if I do a new preview, hello, first name, I thought this might be interesting to you, but I might be wrong. Is there someone else in the company that I need to send the video to? I'll be grateful if you could connect me with the appropriate individual. Regards. But always remember when you're doing the spin tags, this is a pretty cool feature that sorry instantly have, but it's really, really important to look at the phrasing of the wording. Does it still make sense in terms of the copy that you're doing? If not, then I would just remove some of these. So as you can see, there is these spaces in between the sentences, so you could figure out, okay, which one of these can I remove so it doesn't make sense. Or if I didn't like, I really appreciate an introduction to the right person, then I could just remove it and end the spin tags here. But yeah, super, super important to use spin tags. It also helps with deliverability of the emails and tricking the algorithm. So every time we send out a new email, it will be different wordings. I would not do that all the time. It has its places and it hasn't its places. So it is important to use again to trick the algorithm. But again, make sure that your copy still makes sense in terms of what you're trying to say, because otherwise you'll just waste your time sending out these emails. And then again, remember to press save. Super, super important. So now we've created the sequence. So we have our initial email with two different ways of saying the same thing, adding more clients, adding more calls. We have our subject line that will be company name, excitement, intro. Then we have 3 days before we send out our first follow up. So again, this is a video campaign because we have said, can I send you a video explaining more? And then we're just sending them the video so we don't waste the video that we have made. And you can use tools to do that in terms of making the video. So here's the video I mentioned in my last email, link the video, and then just saying something here that makes sense and relevant to the copy that you're doing. Once this has been sent, there will be another 3 days before the prospects receive the last email, which is this one here, and then it's done. So for all the leads that has replied, both interested and not interested, that will appear here on their analytics. Then we can also see how many people that's clicked on the video. Super, super important as well. And then you can track how many people that have booked a call based on how many that have clicked on the link. And you can see that, of course, in your calendar, so you can see how many people has actually booked a call. And then once this is done, we have actually made the campaign now. So all the hard work is done. Now it's just to preset the settings and schedule it so we are ready to launch the campaign. I will definitely add in some spin tags in the first email because that's the most important ones. So we are making sure that deliverability on is on point. So I would definitely add in the spin tags here. But again, make sure that the phrasing of the words makes sense in terms of your copy. Super, super important. Here's the next step, which is going to be schedule. So here we can choose which date the campaign needs to start. So let's say now it's Thursday on May 14th. So I wanted to start this campaign on Monday the 18th. So I press apply. And then I don't put any end date on the campaign because I always look at my stats. I look at them, of course, every day because I need to see if there comes in any replies. But I also not saying that this campaign needs to run for a month before I stop the campaign. I always give it 2 weeks at least, just to give me some data that I can use and see how is the catch. So how is this campaign performing? If it's performing bad after 2 weeks, I've got like zero interested replies or nothing like that, then I would just pause it, do a new one. But I want to make sure that every prospect has at least gotten the first follow up. And then what I would do is pause it, make a new one, and then I would lower my volume on this one to send more follow ups just to see if I get any responses on the last email. Then you can schedule it, so give it a name, and then you can choose your time zones over here. And then you, of course, want to know when you're sending the emails. I always like to do like early morning. So it could be when they are getting into the office, and then you press here, and then you can end your campaign. I always like to do like 4 p.m. So something like this. You can play around with the sending. It doesn't really matter that much. But I only send on Monday to Friday and not Saturday and Sunday, just because people are not replying there, in my opinion. But then once this is done, you again press save, and then you have the option button here. So here you select all the email accounts you have. So you can just connect all your accounts or just press on all of them. And then you stop sending emails on reply. So that means that once a prospect replies, the sequence is stopping. And that's really good because if people say, please don't email me again, it will automatically stop and then they don't get a new email. And then we don't want to track open rate because it puts coding in your emails. We don't want that, hurts deliverability. And then you have delivery optimization recommended. So send emails as text only. We want that. And then send first email as text only. We have already done that, but we just want no HTML. Daily limit means how many emails you can send per day. So if you are having 10 accounts from Zapmail that can send 30 emails per account, that means you can send 300 emails per day. So you type in 300, then you press show advanced options. And here you can see the custom tags. I'm not using that. Setting pattern means how much time there is between each email being sent. I always just leave this as pre-default. And then max new leads per day. That means how many leads will you send out to new leads per day. So if your campaign has 5,000 leads in it and you can send 300 emails per day, then if you type in 300 here, then all of your emails will go to new leads. And you can also prioritize reaching out to new leads over scheduled follow-ups. I would always do this just because, again, you just want to hit your whole list before starting to send follow-ups. And then on week 2, I will probably start following up with people. Super, super important as well. I don't use this enable provider matching for deliverability boost. I always press this. This just means if you're sending from Google inbox to Google inbox or Outlook to Outlook inbox, that also helps with your deliverability of your email. I don't put anything in here, but it stops the campaign automatically for all leads from a company if a reply is received from any of them. So if you have multiple people from the same company in the same campaign, then it will just stop the sequence on the other person if this person from the company is replying stop. But I don't want that because it could be the another person at the company that might be interested in our offer, because I might be emailing the wrong one. But of course, you don't want to have 10 different people from the same company. Just keep it to 3 based on your ICP. You never want to insert an unsubscribe link header. Don't do that. Allow risk emails. Don't use this either. And then you have the advanced deliverability. So limit emails per company. Again, don't use that. And then once this is done, you press save, and then you can actually launch the campaign. So now it's done and ready to be launched. And then as we've already done, we have scheduled the campaign to run on May 18th. So if I press launch, I cannot do that now because I don't have any email accounts, but then it will be scheduled to launch on Monday the following week. So the only thing else you have available here is analytics. You can see total sent over the last 4 weeks. You can also tweak these. Then you can see open rate. You of course will not see that because we're not tracking it. You will see the click rate because we have a video in the campaign. You will see the reply rate, and then you will see the opportunities, which means how many people has responded positively and you're about to book into calls. And then you just see statistics here as well. Then you can see a CRM system on all the opportunities coming in. I'm not using this as much. I'm just using the uni inbox, which is also the master inbox. Here you can also filter by interested leads, meeting booked, meeting complete, one. These you need to do yourself. So you can do it in here saying this is an interested one. Then you can click meeting booked, meeting complete, one, no show, out of office, wrong person, not interested, and create label. But yeah, so you can mark your leads with this. And sometimes these leads can be wrong in terms of the mark from Instantly itself. So I'll just always look at all of the leads and check, are they actually interested? But some of the wording in the email thought that Instantly might flag it as not interested. It's just really important to be aware of this. I'll also download the Instantly app on my phone just so I make sure that I'm not missing any opportunities coming into the uni inbox. You can respond directly from your phone, so you don't always need to be on your computer to respond. And but yeah, that's actually it when it comes to your campaigns and how to actually use Instantly in general. It's just a quick breakdown on how to do it. We went through how to set up your campaigns, how to add your email accounts, where you can buy your email accounts from Sapmail, and we did a little bit of pricing, and we did some copywriting on how to do it. And so again, just went through quickly analytics. Here will be your leads that you have imported, hopefully from A leads. And here you can see your sequences. You can see email 1, email 2, email 3. And under analytics, you can also see how the emails are performing. So you can see how good is step 1 performing, how good is step 2, and how good is step 3 performing. And then you can see, okay, if step 2 is actually performing much better than email 1 and email 3, then you might be saying something relevant that you need to move up to email 1, because we always need to remember that the first email should be the best email. So you can use that information to actually put some of the wordings that you have in email 2 up in email 1. Then we went over the schedule, just when you want to send your campaign, Monday to Friday, what time zone and what times. And then the options is just the pre-settings of your campaign, how many emails you want to send, and if you want to track this and that, and then time gap between each emails, and then you're actually just ready to launch. But yeah, guys, so I hope you found this video helpful. If you have any questions on how to set it up or need help with it, please let me know in the comments below. And otherwise, I'll just see you in the next one. Bye.